Ian, what's going on with the release of Destiny?
Well, it's odd. So it came out and it's been selling incredibly well. It's one of the few games that we got in. Heck, probably even better than Grand Theft Auto 5.
This is
weird.
This is a Bungie game.
It's a Bungie game, right? So the people who originally created Halo, and it's kind of like it's an online first-person shooter. We got copies in, and they flew off the shelves. I mean, even the Xbox, well, the PS3 copies flew. Xbox 360 not so much. PS4 copies disappeared immediately. Xbox One copies definitely left first day. But the thing is like, I was sitting there and I'm looking at it because I'm kind of interested. Just casually interested in maybe checking the game out. But man, I hate being in this in-between console generation phase.
Because we're only a year out of the new consoles.
Right. I don't have a PS4. I don't have an Xbox One. I'll probably end up with a PS4 at some point. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking, okay, well, I can get Destiny on PS3. And if someone could confirm to me that the only difference is maybe a graphical drop, because I'm not a graphics whore about these sorts of things, then maybe I'd play it. But like, I hate when you feel like you might be getting less of a game for the same amount of money.
I think it's been more pronounced with this generation than any generation before.
Sure. Going
from the previous gen to the current gen, where you now have, usually it only happens for a year, but this is now like the second year we're getting into where you have games coming to both consoles. And now you see the differences between them, because when you go to the newer gen console, a lot of times you got to start from scratch with your engine. So that engine you had for the time before, and we'll talk about this later with the NHL series, that engine no longer works on your new system. You can't do what you want to do with all the new technology.
Right, especially because the newer systems are more computer-like, and, you know, last generation, they were too, but that was kind of... That was one of the last generations, I think, where we'll see a lot of proprietary hardware, you know, like cell processors and things like that, and the different GPUs on the Xbox. And it's not just Destiny that where I look at it and I get confused. EA is a bigger offender in this area, and they always have been. With the new NHL that came out, NHL 15.
Want to talk about that now?
Yeah, just because I just feel like, honestly, I haven't played Destiny. I don't have a lot to say on it, so I'm just trying to talk about the in between generational differences.
Do we know what the big huge differences are between the say the 360 and the Xbox One version?
It's more the differences between the Xbox and the PS, the Xbox and the PS period versions. Okay. The PlayStation versions have added timed exclusive content that the Xbox versions do not have. Those are the main differences. As far as I can tell, I haven't read anything that has stated that there are huge differences between the two versions of Destiny. But basically, you're splitting up a game that's supposed to be online into four, from what I know, 4 separate camps. Because I don't believe you can play 360 with Xbox One. I don't believe you can do PS3 with PS4.
They never figured that out.
That's my biggest problem with it, is simply that you have 4 different... I mean, who are you going to play with?
So my understanding of the game is that it's not massively multiplayer online, but you have to play online with the group to go, I guess, do your raids and just to go through the levels and to kill the aliens. That's the draw of the game. You're in a group, I think, of at least 3 you need to do that. So what you're saying is you're always going to have these 4 different groups that can't interact with each other. The alternative, though, obviously, is then only sell to one group or another. And obviously, the problem with this sort of in-between gen of the PS4 and Xbox One is that you don't necessarily need it for a lot of these games yet. And this is another one of those games where you could play it on the 360 or PS3 and probably be okay.
Right.
I mean, this game is basically just like a kind of Halo with RPG elements thrown in, where you level up your character and get coins to buy upgraded weapons and stuff. So it's like, do we need the next gen or now current gen? Do we need Xbox One and PS4 for these games? Probably not, but we need to start weaning people away from the last gen. That's what they're thinking.
Likewise, was it necessary to put them out on PS3 or Xbox 360? Now, obviously, as a cash grab, yes.
Was it a cash grab if a lot of people like you have not gone over to the newest gen yet? So for you, it's not as cash grab. For you if you want this game, you want the PS3 version.
Yes. What I'm saying is I look back at, like, and here's the problem with what we're discussing, and I full well acknowledge that I don't know everything I should about this game. But when you looked at the transition from something like PS2 to PS3, and you got both games, one version for PS2, one version for PS3, the PS2 version always sucked compared to the PS3 version. It was obvious that the PS3 version was made with that in mind.
Okay.
Now, I'm curious, was this made with the PS4 in mind or the PS3 in mind?
Oh, you're thinking that it's maybe up-converted the graphics, threw textures on it, and just did that.
From what I understand, it's pretty impressive looking on a PS4, which means that I feel like the PS3 version is probably just kind of a... Here you go.
So you think that they planned it for the new gen?
Yes, I do think it was planned for the
Well,
next gen.
if that's the case, then that's the way you should be going. But again, if you're in this in-between phase, I'm not personally a fan of early adopting any technology, whether it's new phones, whether it's new capture devices, or whether I guess it's new systems, because there's no reason to be an early adopter ever.
No.
There really isn't.
Yeah, I agree. I think early adopting is one of the worst ideas. I've early adopted for some systems, and I've been okay with that. But in general, I don't early adopt on anything. Maybe Nintendo handhelds. And I forgot where I was going with this. Basically, if someone came up to me and told me that the PS3 version of Destiny was not lacking anything important that the PS4 version had, I might go out and play it. But I'd rather the PS3 version didn't exist. Give me a reason to go buy your new system, I guess is what I'm saying. You know, give me a reason to go buy it instead of just...
Well, would you rather not have the choice then? Where if this only came out on PS4 and not the PS3, would you rather have it to force you to buy the system?
Maybe because I'm psychologically just strange. Yeah. I would maybe prefer to just have them be like, here's the definitive version. Go buy the definitive version. Instead of, do you want a watered down version to tide you over until the definitive version comes out?
Okay, I disagree. I believe having consumers have the most options available is usually
and that's fine. It usually is too. But like, for instance, with WWE 2K15 that's coming out, I really want to play that. But the engine that they're using is so old. I mean, you've seen that game. I mean, the character models are freaking laughable.
It's the same engine for the past 12 years.
Yeah,
right,
and they will probably update that engine significantly for the next generation versions, but I guarantee you they will just take WWE 2K14 and slap a new roster into it for the PS3. I want that kind of impetus to just go buy the PS4. Maybe I am giving myself that reason to go plunk down money for one.
You, sir, are a dumb consumer, and you're the type of person that Microsoft and Sony love.
No, because I haven't bought their systems yet. I haven't adopted them.
But you want a reason to do that versus using the 360 or PS3, which is still gonna be good for next probably even 3-4 years. Will be fine.
Even if Destiny was only on PS4 right now, I wouldn't go buy one because there's not enough games.
The whole point is when you turn on your PS3, do you go, wow, this is old, I don't want to play this anymore? No, of course not. It's adequate. It's fine.
I guess I'm just trying to look at it from a marketing standpoint and be like, give them the reason to go buy the new system. Then again, they will probably make tons of money selling a PS3 and an Xbox 360 version, so it doesn't matter.